Hey guys, my name is Emma and today I've got another bullet journal flip through for you. So we're going to do a flip through for November and December. So let's just jump straight in. Let me find the start of November for you. So this is November on my well-being side. I have like lifestyle side on one side, and then on the other side I've got a book journal, so you'll get to see both of them today. I tend to do flip throughs rather than plan with me's, just because I am not really I tend to plan like not at my desk. So November I went for like this orange and brown theme. I did a lot of geometric patterns. So there's my NBA tracker, which is continuing with the rose theme, so I know what it is. And then I had a spare page here, so I did this nice quote. Kind of zoom in a little bit so you can see, with some autumnal type flowers there. Try to keep in with the theme. Then I went for a Dutch door, which you're going to be seeing a lot of because I really enjoyed this. And I went for this sort of slightly honeycomb style here. And I split things into like business, YouTube, personal, house, Christmas, stuff like that. And then I started tracking food diary because I've been trying to get a little bit more into my health recently and keeping an eye on things like that. So I axed the habit tracker and the mood trackers, which I really wasn't using, and instead decided to go for a food diary. So things have changed up a little bit here compared to September and October, but that's what I really like about bullet journaling, is you can make it how you like it. So we've gone for some slightly wavy zigzaggy ones. And then we've got my first day. I actually ended up sticking, I don't know if you can see here, over these 2 days because I planned too far in advance and then ended up changing it. So I was trying to take that in mind for future ones. Then we have another pattern here, really went for it. These were really easy to do because you just kind of start playing with the pen in the corner and then it sort of forms a repeated pattern, which would be quite simple. I think this might be my favourite repeated pattern. And here what I decided to do was split life into online and offline tasks, which is a good way for me to kind of track what I need to do, and that was an easier way of doing it, and then smaller boxes rather than the kind of grid layout from the previous one. Then we have another food diary here again. I quite liked all these shapes, but it did make it a bitch to read anything up in the corners. And then again, another funky geometric pattern. I really liked this one as well because you've got kind of different directions. And these were just playing. Like some of them, just to make sure I got the spacings right, I did play around with pencil first. I think this one I just went straight in with the pen and kind of YOLO'd it a little bit. And then that does take us to the end of November for this side. So we're now going to flip over and find my book journal for November. So excitingly, the very end of October, I can't remember if I showed you this, I did fill in all of my goals. Woohoo! So let's find, there it is. Nope, ta-da! So this was the first page for my November one. Again, really liked this. It kind of gave off sort of a 60s wallpaper slash maybe jumper kind of pattern, which I really enjoyed. And then we flick over. And again here, I think this might be my all-time favourite pattern of all of them, with these crazy geometric shapes. This is one that screams jumper the most to me, or maybe like sofa pattern. So these were all my different books that I read. I personally, whilst I like the amount of space I have for the patterning, I didn't think there was much space to write, so that does change in December, that we'll see. And then I gave myself a bit more space. I was very ambitious with my reading, and I didn't actually read that many in November. It was a much quieter month. Then we have my video planner with the dates down here, and I'm still doing my filmed, edited and posted kind of grid, which I'm finding much nicer. And then I did actually screw this page up, so I had to stick two together. So these were just some kind of random video notes that I'm going to be playing around with, and I tried to do sort of a tartany kind of background, but I did screw up the first time, so I did have to stick them back together. Then we've got a book world tour, just tracking what's going on there. I had a fun time when I was listening to an audiobook just playing with this because I was kind of expecting to roll straight into December, and then I ended up doing non-fiction in November and doing a spread for it, so this didn't quite pan out, but that's fine. I don't really like my non-fiction November spread anywhere as much. I don't think it's very functional, but I was just kind of playing with the different banners and using this as an excuse to play, and with this sort of star idea. So whilst it wasn't very helpful for me for tracking my reading, I did have fun doing it, which sometimes that's half the battle. Then, because I did fill up my initial bookcase, I drew out a new one, and this one I'm now drawing them as I go because any of these books are kind of bonuses. So at the moment I'm on 15 extra. I did actually finish one last night, so I do need to draw him in. I'm still sticking with 10 on each row, and I don't think I'll get past 140. I'd be really surprised if I managed to do that in the last few weeks. Then I've got my winter TBR, which we start to get all nice and cold and yeah, like frosty with it all. That's not important, neither is that. So we're going to flip back around and I'm going to show you now December's stuff for my lifestyle one. So I'm doing an advent calendar for Andy this year rather than just normal presents, because I've got him lots of little things. So I did plan it out here. And look how pretty that font is. Can you see it? I'm so proud of that font. I loved the font. I was really playing with font today. And then I decided to go for a snow globe for my December season's greetings. I was going to go for more of a wintry one here and then more of like a Christmassy themed one on the other side, but it sort of ended up just falling by the wayside, and I just kind of had fun. So thematically the colours haven't been anywhere near as strong for December, but I was kind of playing. Sometimes you don't need a theme. So this is my monthly overview. Decided to chuck one of those in because I've got a lot more social things going, because I now have officially stopped working. I'm technically unemployed for now, but that will hopefully soon stop. So I went for some Christmas lights around it and then just some wintry stuff, in 2019 being this way. Then we flip over and we get a lovely big massive to-do list, and I went for real Christmassy theme of just red and green, which is very much the theme for the rest of the bullet journal. So I decided to split it into week 1, week 2, online and offline, and again we've got it for all of those because actually things are being divided down more by weeks for me, which is stupid because this week I'm actually on holiday, so nothing's going to be written there. I didn't really think this one through, I'm not going to lie. I've not really been using this page anywhere near as much. Then we have my NBA tracker again. I'm a little bit behind actually, I need to fill this in a little bit more, sticking with our beautiful rose theme, and I knew that I wanted to start my 2019, Jesus, time machine there, planner, and I knew that I wanted a bunch of things at the beginning, so this is the list here, and then I ticked off when I've done them. You will be seeing that in a video fairly soon in my 2019 goals. We move on, and I decided to do a food diary this way and see whether I could give it like less space so that it took up less pages and was easier to do each week, because I was starting to get a bit bored of doing the weekly ones. Sorry, I'm losing grip on the camera here. And I figured I'd have slightly less to do. Then I decided to change it up a little bit and do one as you kind of go along. These past few days have been really confusing as to exactly what I need doing when, and this was supposed to be food and tasks, and I've just stopped tracking my food. Like, I feel like we're close enough to Christmas now and I've got into some decent habits that I'm not going to worry about it. I go on holiday in like a week's time, it's really not an issue, and then I'm going to retrack these things in the new year. And then we have my final weekly tracker, which is actually Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Friday, Saturday, because Thursday Andy and I are doing fake Christmas because I'm away for Christmas Day itself, and Sunday I'm in New York. So this is for this week coming. As you can see, we've got the little thing here, and I was just kind of playing and having fun and not really stressing too much about just how functional it was, and sort of having fun with the doodles more than anything else. But I am definitely using them. Like, you can see there's lots of ticks and things, so it's still useful, but it's also fun to doodle. Then let's check out our book side again for December. So, don't worry too much about that one. December, I decided to go for lots of lovely baubles. I actually did this page first before I'd really decided what theme I was going for, or if I was going for a theme. And then some of you will have seen this already, but this is my magical readathon spread, which I'm so pleased with. So the magical readathon, I'll have a video link down below for my TBR, but the idea is you kind of follow the footsteps, if we can see that, going for your different prompts. So, and then I decided to stick down this bit here so that it folds open into sort of like a Dutch door idea. So this is my planned TBR down one side, and then I've got space here to write down the books that I actually read for all the prompts, and I've given myself the option of all the prompts because I'm not 100% certain which direction I want to go, and I have a book for nearly everything on here because we know I'm such a mood reader. I can't commit, I really can't. Then we have a little calendar with lots of candy canes and exciting stuff to track when videos are coming out. A little video tracker here that shows what I've filmed and what's uploaded. Just some fun stuff here for video planning. And then book journal, I've decided to go for, again, some fairy lights. And I've actually already drawn in the next page, going for more of a candy cane idea, because I figure I'm probably going to fill this up in magical readathon, and then also on my flight to New York. So I've got both pages ready. So that is pretty much the end of my 2018 bullet journal. I can't imagine I'm going to add any more pages to this one, but you will be seeing my 2019 one fairly soon, and I'm thinking about maybe doing like a book reading stats video sometime in January, and in which case I've already kind of started doing that in here, so I might continue with that in here and use it to kind of visualize some of my statistics, because I really don't have the space to be moving books around. So that's pretty much it from me. I hope you have a wonderful reading week and enjoying the holiday season, whatever you are doing for it, and I will chat to you soon.